Hello everyone. In this lecture now we are going to start the new chapter from the SYBSc chemistry paper first, which is the last chapter in our syllabus. This is the data, analytical data. Generally when we study, so our topic name is the errors in the data analysis. So this is the name of chapter, errors in the data analysis. So in this chapter we are going to study which type of the errors are interfere in the measurements of the values on different instrument or during different analytical methods. So during the data analysis we are always using particular methods or instrument, and in that we are taking the reading for the particular method. So when we are taking the reading, for example, in the last lecture we have seen the volumetric analysis that will include the different types of the titrations we have studied. So during this titration we are taking the reading of the burette, what amount of this titrant which is required to react with the titrant. So that particular value in the ml we are taking from the burette measurement. So during this measurement, when we are taking the corresponding reading, so there is some difference in the true value or the accurate value may occur. So calibration of this burette, it is first important, or apparatus is important, and then after the accuracy during taking the results or during the measurement, it is found to be important in the analytical methods. So generally when we are studying any experiment in the analytical chemistry, in the qualitative analysis, in quantitative analysis, it deals with always the measurement of the methods or the measurement of the value related to the particular method. So now we are going to consider which type of the errors are present during the analysis of this analytical data. So in this chapter, let us see the basic terms or introduction related to the errors which are present in these different types of the method. Now, there are different types of the error when reading is or measurement it is done manually. So, if we consider the manual method, in that case reading may varies. So, one has to take the accurate reading for the measurement, and if we consider the standard value for that measurement, so it will varies from the actual value. So when we consider the measurement of any instrument or during the method, that particular value, it will having some difference or it will varies from the standard value or the standard data. So there is difference, and this difference or uncertainty in the measurement of or during any method, analytical method, it may be reading, or it may be during titration, or it may be during any instrument handling, instrument reading. So this uncertainty during the measurement, it is called as the error, and we cannot avoid this uncertainty whenever we are studying, doing any experiment. So in that case, in the measurement, always there is some amount of the uncertainty is observed. It may be 0.1, 0.001 or 0.00. It may be small or it may be large. So this uncertainty is very important in determining the accurate or true value. So this uncertainty, it is nothing but the error in the analysis. So in order to minimize error, we are going to study some formulas which are different, which will express the methods of the measurements. So now in this case, the first term involves is the error, second is the precision, and third we can consider as the accuracy. So we know that meaning of the accuracy. So accuracy, it is the measurement during the chemical analysis which is relate or which is near above to the true value. So it is called as the accuracy. So we know the accuracy and we will try for the maximum accuracy in any analytical method. Then second term is the error. So during the measurement there is uncertainty is observed up to some extent, and this uncertainty in the measurement of any analytical method, it is called as the error. So this error is always there. We cannot remove completely error from the any method. Second is the precision. So precision, when we define it as there is replicate or applications in the measurement of these values, it is called as the precision. So reproducibility in the measurement or the replicability in the measurement, it is called as the precision. So that will relates to the accuracy. It is called as the precision. So when we consider the accurate value, so we have to consider the precision for the corresponding. We can say precision and accuracy, these are very important. So in order to avoid this error, we have to increase the precision, we have to increase the accuracy. And if we want to increase the accuracy, we have to increase the probability of the precision. That is, reproducibility in the result is very important. If we are doing any titration, if we consider the one example in order to describe the precision and the accuracy in the method. So for that, if we consider the titration, we are doing the titration in burette. Some titrant is given, some sample is given, it allowed to react with the titrant, two samples will get mixed. So during the taking the reading of the burette, if we consider the 17 is the accurate value for the reading. So if we consider this type of the graph, or in the graphical form, if we plot the graph of the persons, different persons which are taking reading versus the true value or the ml of the burette solution added. Now in this titration, 17 is the accurate value for the particular titration or the reading. It is the true value. So true value is important, and whatever readings are obtained near this true value, these are the precision. So that will shows the reproducible result, that will shows the reading which are near to the true value. So if we consider in the titration, this 17 is the true value or accurate reading for the titration, and these 4 persons are taking the reading on the burette. For example, A, B, C and D. These are the 4 persons, they are taking the reading for the corresponding titration. So when they are handling the burette and they are getting the reading, and if we compare all this reading on this graph, we can observe that there is error in the handling of each person. So in order to minimize the error, we have to consider the precision and accuracy. So the person that having near value to the accurate reading, that will shows the good precision and that will shows the more accuracy. So we will go for the good precision and good accuracy. Now let us consider this person A. Now 4 readings have taken for the each person is taking 4 readings in this titration. So if we go for A, it is found that one reading is obtained nearly, this reading is obtained nearly up to 16, and this reading is nearly obtained up to 18. So these 3 values of these persons are closer to each other. These are related values, these are closer to each other, and only this one value, it is far away from this 3 value. So reproducibility, it is less. If all the values obtained or reading obtained are closer to each other, they are near to the accurate reading, then there will be the good precision is obtained. So for this A, these 3 value, these are away from the accurate reading, and this one value is again away from the accurate reading, and all the readings are again away from each other. So these readings are away, and this one reading is again far apart from each other. So we can say that for this reading, this person having the poor precision and poor accuracy. If all these values are closer to each other, there is very small difference in this reading of these 4 values, then there will be good precision, but it is not observed for the person A. Now let us consider the person B. Now this person having 2 values similar here, nearly 15.5 is the value obtained for these two. These 2 value, when these 4 values are taken, out of these 2 are same value, that is 15.5 nearly, and remaining 2 value are much closer to each other. Even though it is not accurate, but all the values are very closer to each other. So this person having good precision, but it is away from the accurate value, much away from it is not near about to accurate value, it is much away from the accurate value. So this person having the poor accuracy, even though precision is good but accuracy is poor. So again it is not important, because accuracy is the much important in any analytical experiment. So if we consider the person C, now this person having this, taking this 4 reading, and he had got the values, which are these 2 values are very near to 17 now. True value. These 2 value are very closer to the accurate value, and again these 2 value are closer to the accurate value. So all these 4 readings are much closer to each other, much closer or having much similarity, and near about they are very near to the accurate value. There is very small difference. So this person C having good precision and good accuracy. So now let us consider person D. Now these values are much dispersed as compared to other persons. This is nearly 15.6 or 7, this is 16.1, this is 17.5, this is 18.2 or 1 something. So all these 4 values which are taken, or readings which are taken by this person D, they are not closer to each other, they are far away from each other. Again they are very far away from the accurate value. So this person having very bad or poor precision and poor accuracy. So these are the worst result we are getting for this person. These values are not good, or they are far away from the accurate value. So this person C, it having the good precision and good accuracy. So this type of the reproducible results should be implemented, or it is very important during the analysis. So precision is important during the any analytical method or during the analysis. So now for this person C, the error is very minimized, or error is very less, and if you consider the person D, error is found to be larger. There is much uncertainty, or it is very difference in the true value. It is very larger as compared to other person. So this person D having more error in its analytical method or during the measurement, and while C having the least error because all the values are near about the accurate value. So we can consider here precision and the accuracy are very important during the analysis. Now let us see which are the different types of the methods which are used for the expressing the accuracy. We know that the accuracy is very important during the measurement, and in order to get the accurate value we have to minimize the error, and if we calculate the error, amount of the error, so we can predict how much accurate value we are getting. So these errors can be expressed, or accuracy can be expressed in terms of the absolute error and relative error. So these two are the types of error. We can calculate this error from the formula, and by calculating error we can determine the accuracy for the given measurement. Now let us see the absolute error. So it is the difference between the observed value and true value of the measurement. It is called as the absolute error. So this, if we consider the example that the 2.72 gram of the sample is taken, and this sample, when it is measured, we are getting the value 2.62. So this 2.72 is the accurate value, it is the true value. Okay, and on measurement we are getting the 2.62, that means this is the observed value. So the absolute error is nothing but the difference between the absolute value, observed value and the true value. So observed value is 2.62 minus true value is 2.72. So we are getting the minus 0.10 gram or any unit of the measurement. So this is the absolute error we are getting, minus 0.110. So similarly, another method or another type of the error is given. It is the relative error. So this relative error can be defined as it is the ratio of the absolute error to the true value multiplied by the 100, or simply it is the ratio of this absolute error to the true value. So if we consider the example, this above example, we are getting the error 0.10, and so this is the absolute error, E we are getting, E value of the E obtained here is minus 0.1. So minus 0.1 divided by true value is the 2.72. So we are getting the value minus 3.6%. So this is the relative error for the given analytical method, or during measurement we are getting this relative error. Now we can express this relative error as the percentage, or also we can express the error as parts per thousand. If we take this ratio absolute error divided by true value into 1000, then we are getting the value parts per thousand. So we can express the absolute error in parts per thousand or in the percentage. So by knowing this value of the error, we can minimize this error during the measurement. So this is about the methods for the expressing of the accuracy. So that's all for this today. In the next lecture, we will study the different types of this deviations, that is relative deviation, absolute deviation, mean deviation, and different types of the problems based on the formulae. Thank you.